Hello guys, welcome back to arjun Learning Point. Today we are going to see class 7 chapter on nutrition in plants and animals. Nutrients. First, there are 5: carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins and minerals. They help in the process of to build their bodies, to grow, to repair damaged parts of their bodies, to provide energy to carry out life process. In, in these, carbohydrates give us instant energy, and fats give us stored energy. And protein are used in bodybuilding. They are for bodybuilders consume most of the proteins. Vitamins or minerals. Vitamins are present in vegetables and fruits. Minerals are present in water and others. Nutrition. First, we will know what is nutrition. Its scientific explanation is the mode of taking food by an organism and its utilization in the body is called nutrition. Now I will explain this. The, the way by which the organism takes its food and the way by which its body sucks the nutrients is the nutrition process. Now there are nutrition is mainly classified into two types: autotrophic and heterotrophic. By seeing the word autotrophic, we can know that it's plants, because plants only prepare their own food. Not only plants, some organisms also can prepare their own food. Those are come under autotrophic nutrition. Now heterotrophic. In heterotrophic, the organisms cannot make their own food, so they depend upon autotrophs, or the animals or the organisms which eat autotrophs. Autotrophs are these plants and other organisms which can prepare their own food are known as autotrophs. So, the organisms which depend upon autotrophs, or the organisms which depend upon autotrophs eating organisms, they come under heterotrophic nutrition. Now, in this chapter we are only going to see about autotrophic nutrition. Okay. Now, first, photosynthesis. Photosynthesis has studied from our early ages. When I say this photosynthesis, it will surely come to our mind that process of making food in plants. In this photosynthesis, it involves sunlight, water, carbon dioxide, and chlorophyll. Okay. Now, I will explain each one of this. Now, these green, when we see this leaf, it's green color now. It's in the broad, it's green. Why? What is that green? That green is only called as chlorophyll. These green are present on the green leaves, so they are called chlorophyll. So chlorophyll is available. Carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide, we all know it's a gas present in the atmosphere. But how does it enter leaves? It enters through these tiny folds called stomata. Actually, stomata. These stomata are located in the underside of the leaf. They can be seen in a microscope. they are located in the underside of leaves. They can be seen in a microscope. They are so tiny. We can only see in microscope, as per I said. These all act as like our nostrils. We can compare how our nostrils are holes in which air enters our body. These stomata is also the holes by which air enters the plants. Okay. The now the stomata is just these holes. These two cells around it are known as God cells. G-U-A-R-D, God. C-E-L-L-S cells, God cells. So it totally makes up the stomata. These things are not needed, it will be in the future higher classes. Now, chlorophyll is trap sunlight. That's the work of chlorophyll here. That green pigment traps sunlight, so only it is very important in the process of photosynthesis. The plant which has an absence of chlorophyll cannot take place in the part of cannot make its own food. But now a question arises. Some plant, when you see their leaves, would be on top it would be purple in color. So by seeing this itself, we will infer that the plant does not have chlorophyll. It cannot do food on their own. But how it survives for a long time and not attached with anything? Does it get nutrient from the soil? No, it can't. It's just a plain. It has to be converted to something. Yes? The question goes on your mind. Better pluck one of that leaves and cut into its half. When you see, it would be like this. A portion will come from the remaining part of leaf and the portion inside. Here the green pigment, green color it will be. That is the green pigment chlorophyll. These types of plants have chlorophyll under their color, leaf color. So, but not all of them like this. Some of them do not have chlorophyll. When you carefully watch them, they may be attached to other plants or other organisms to derive food from them. That is our next part. Now, the first part of it is going to be complete with this equation. This is the equation of photosynthesis. Carbon dioxide plus water with sunlight and chlorophyll gives carbohydrate plus oxygen. Carbohydrates are stored as roots, stems, leaves, fruits, etc. And oxygen is released into the atmosphere. Now, I will quickly summarize the first part. We learned about nutrition and autotrophic and heterotrophic nutrition. Autotrophic mainly consists of plants, heterotrophic animals. In plants, we see the process of photosynthesis, the preparation of food, and what are the requirements we saw? It was oxygen, the O2. Okay, sorry. was not the oxygen, it's the CO2, carbon dioxide, H2O, water, sunlight, and chlorophyll. Okay. Now other notes. Now as I said in law at before some seconds, some of them do not have chlorophyll, but you can see some attachment with other plants or organisms. These or these come under heterotrophic only. Fold in nutrition, autotrophic, heterotrophic. In autotrophic plants, in heterotrophic, also in heterotrophic these comes. But these were also included in plants because they have some characteristics of the plants. Okay. As per I said, by like plants it has leaf, but in leaf there is no chlorophyll. So what it synthesizes the food? So it has a tube which sucks from other organisms. So but this leaf or shoot can be considered as a plant, but it sucks from others. So it's in plants there are also many heterotrophic nutritional types. First is the parasitic plants. Parasitic plants absorb the nutrients, but this absorption is not liked by the host, or it may also cause harmful to host. They cannot prevent their own food, they absorb nutrients from host plant, but the host did not like it, or it causes or also causes some problems to host. The host is the plant which can prepare its food. This is the host here, and this is the parasitic plant. The tube like you can see, no, that is the parasitic plant. An example of this is the cuscata. We can also say that the yellow Xmas tree, this is that, it will be like hanging on the leaf. These tube would be connected to leaf sucks that in upper or body also there is all parasitic organisms in our stomach, in our hand, etc. Now insectivorous plants. These plants have a plant is normally having consist of leaf shoot, but in these plants something would be modified. Like in this picture plant, the plant shoots are correct, but the leaf is modified into picture type. Actually, the leaf would be like this. This would be the leaf, and the other part would be like a jar-like structure in picture plant. Actually, the totally is the leaf, and this is the apex here. But when we take apex is like a leaf, but when we take a leaf, this is the apex. Okay, now this jar-like structure has these enzymes which can trap and digest the animals. We can see some digester animals is like here or here. So these enzymes kill and absorb the nutrition of the animals. But but why? So after seeing this, insect would not come again to its, but it attracts. How? Because of the fragrance produced by these enzymes, insects are attracted. When they come and sit here in its mouth, it's slow slippery. When it's slippery, we slip. So these insects slip and fall into the enzymes. They The apex also closes that some flying insects would not also fly out. So it's the jaw which has a lid, and when the lid closes, it closed. So the picture is plant is also closed, and the, the insect dies and the nutrition is absorbed. If, even a picture plant can eat up to a small rat. Another example is the Venus flytrap. It will be like these two, two side by side oval shapes, and will be hooks out. It will be opened and it will be some spines inside the open. When animal passes through this way, this it feels the animal comes and closes it closes into single piece, and these hooks absorb the nutrients from it. As it starts absorbing, the insect dies. Venus flytraps can eat up to spiders and etc. Now saprophyte. Still now we have finished two types. What are they? Parasitic, insectivorous plants. Now saprophytes. Saprophytes are plants, as per we know, which do not have chlorophyll. They, the, the difference here is they absorb the nutrient from death and decay. Yes. Have you ever kept a bread on the table and left it for a while, or have you ever forgot to eat a bread and it has expired? So, if there is a bread like that, closely examine it. You will see dark patches starts growing on the bread. Have you ever what is that patches? That patches are saprophytes, and the bread is now decaying. These saprophytes grow. As now this these are the grossing bread, and this is the rotten bread. Okay. Now let's come to, have you ever seen some mushrooms going in the side of garbage, or in forest they are growing in a decomposing dead animal, or near the dead leaves? They absorb the nutrients from the dead. So they are called saprophytes. Some examples are mushrooms, fungi, mosses, and ferns. Now symbiotic relationship. This is a useful and friendly. Symbiotic relationship is so friendly. Here, two or more organisms stay together and share shelter and nutrition, or some other one different like that. Example, lichens. Lichen is combination of fungus and algae. Fungus provide shelter and water minerals to the algae. Algae provides food to the fungus because algae has pigment, chlorophyll pigment. But fungus do not have it. So algae help fungus and fungus helps algae, and they two live together by sharing something. They are friends. So the algae and fungus are friends to each other. This type of relationship is called symbiotic relationship. Okay. Now this is a topic which I wish to tell you. This is also an example of another type of symbiotic relationship. You would have seen the leguminous plants like grams, peas, beans. If you have a farm in which you grow a leguminous plant, pluck one plant and see its roots through a magnifying glass. You may see tiny particles on the roots. These are known as isobium bacteria. These isobium bacteria plays an important role in replenishing nitrogen in soil. As we know that nitrogen is one of the gas present in the atmosphere. Nitrogen. We know plants also need nitrogen as well as animals also need nitrogen. But the atmospheric nitrogen is not ideal for both plants and we animals. So, what is now? How do we get and we and plants get nitrogen? Here comes our rhizobium bacteria. These bacteria converts the atmospheric nitrogen to soil to nitrogen which are present in soil. So these nitrogen absorbed by plant root go to plant air and synthesize photosynthesis. It becomes a food. So when animals eat food from the plants or eat the plants, we get their nutrition. So by this, a rhizobium bacteria plays an important role in this process. Okay. Now the lesson has been over. Actually, I think so. This much are only there. Really, when we read it in the one by one in the book, we may also get more things, more information in it. Okay, let me now say some important words which spellings can be written. They wait a sec. Okay, there I will tell it in oral. Saprophytic, parasite, heterotrophs, autotrophs, insectivorous plants, symbiosis relationship. Okay, now I would have tell all it. Okay, now let's go to exercises. Human beings can be categorized as what? I will give you 10 seconds by counting. Choose your answer. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Now, we have already read that nutrition is of two types, autotrophic and heterotrophic. If it's autotrophic, auto means preparing its own food. Heterotrophic means deriving food from autotrophs. So, human beings, we do not prepare our own food. We eat fruits, vegetables, meat, etc. to get energy. So, we are depending upon autotrophs or organism eating autotrophs. So, we will be come under heterotrophs. Who and I got it right? Give your O, you. And who and I got it wrong? Can read it again and resolve their mistakes. Now it's next question. The food making process in plants is called. It's glycolysis, photosynthesis, photolysis, chemolysynthesis. I will give you 10 seconds for this also. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and time's up. Now glucose and DACD we have never heard in the lesson, and I have told that photosynthesis is the process on by which plants prepare their food. Photo means light, synthesis means preparation. Okay, which part of plant is called its food factory? This is very simple, but I will give you 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. It's time. Now, food factory. Food factory we can, by hearing the word we know that the factory which supplies food. So, what supplies foods in plants? Actually, it's not the roots. Roots absorb the nutrients and give it to leaves. Leaves are the one who prepare food. So from leaves only it supplies. So the right answer is leaves. Wait a sec. I will erase all the wrong. I have marked. So we can see the right answer. Okay. Next is the tiny pores present on the surface of leaf through which gas exchange occurs are called. I have told you, I will give you 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Now, most of them would choose the correct answer, I think so. As per I said, there are tiny pores present on the underside of the leaves, which are known as stomata. They have only tiny pores. So pores, this is a tiny pore. So stomata should come. Don't choose God cells, because God cells are the cells surrounded by these tiny pores. They are not the tiny pores. Okay. Now the raw material. Wait, I will mark it like something 1 and 2 so you can note. The raw material from photosynthesis for the photosynthesis are. Now we, by seeing these options here, one is the correct. Actually there are many materials, but in these given options there is one correct. I will explain this axis because the options has been some changed. CO2 is the correct answer. Because in second CO2 and O2 and H2 they are given. H2 is not water. H2O is water. CO2 is carbon dioxide and O2 is oxygen. Into nitro 2 is in two molecule of nitrogen. Into water, O2 water. They both are not. Okay. Next, which of the following is pair of symbiotic organisms? Now think and answer. Giving you 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The time is up. The guys one who are choosing the lichens only are wrong. The girls ones who are choosing the rhizobium and legume are wrong. The guys who are choosing the none of these are wrong. But wait, lichens are there. Rhizobium and legume also I have it. But according to MCQ, lichens and rhizobium and legume both are correct. So both A and B is the right answer. Now it's a match. I will give you 10 seconds, easily matchable. Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now for autotrophs, what would be here? Think. Wait a sec. Okay, let's keep it aside and come again. For heterotroph, think. It's the obviously the man. Parasite. I have told you the only and only example which was in the slide, and you can, so it is not, I told you to, but only work there in the side, so it is easy to remember. I will also tell you scientific name Amarbel. Amarbel. Okay, it's the cascata. And the fourth, saprotroph. I have explained you that saprotroph is is living organism which grows from dead and decaying matter. So here, the, the most suitable for saprotroph is fungi. Now symbiont and symbiosis. As we have seen in this MCQ, symbiosis organisms lichens. So lichens. Insectivorous plants. Here insectivorous plants come. What are they? Who trap and eat insects. Here, the picture plant is the insectivorous plants which have bowl shape. Now these autotrophs is the remaining algae. As I said, in lichens, algae and fungi live. Algae prepare its food and give to fungi. So, it prepares its own food because algae has the chlorophyll pigment. So, it autotrophs. As algae prepare its own food, it comes under autotroph. I think you two have understood and enjoyed this lesson. If any doubts, please comment below. Wait a second. Any doubts, please comment below. And this is Arjun in Studio. Learning Point signing off.